Okay, my guest today is Frank Borrelli. If you've been
Hello,
going to Immanuel for a while, you know Frank. So how are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you.
So tell me, how have you been holding up being during this whole thing?
Well, I have so many irons in the fire. I just began a garden that's 9 foot by 25 foot.
Wow. What are you doing in the garden? What are we growing?
Okay, well, I have all these seed packs. In fact, they're right here. What I do is when I used to work on the Hart farm, I would notice that Lou Hart would have Jack take seeds, put them in very small biodegradable pods with potting soil.
Okay.
So I'm doing something similar. And for the heck of it, I put some seeds into water, hoping they would germinate. Well, I forgot about them. Well, the next thing you know, I come back and I've got like alfalfa sprouts. So I put that in my salad today.
How was it?
It was out of this world.
Yeah.
The alfalfa, there's so much nutrition in sprouts.
Okay.
So getting back to I rototilled 9 by 25 myself. It took me a couple of days, and I think I added a little. Can
Yeah.
you see the guns? Look at that.
Look at those.
Don't be scared. They won't hurt you.
I am. I'm a little nervous. Those weapons are scary. So I saw cantaloupe you're growing.
Yes, that's probably going to be one of the more difficult. And I don't know if you ever saw Silence of the Lamb, because these are actually fava beans.
Okay, yeah, I have seen Silence of the Lambs, and they've wheeled me into places like that all locked up before anyway. So
So maybe sometime I'll invite you over for a nice Chianti and some fava beans, Bill.
you're creeping me out a little there, Frank.
Okay.
So uh, so gardening. Have you always gardened, or is this like
No,
no,
I've done
this
a.
is new?
I threw some tomato plants in the front yard. This is my first year of being a serious gardener, and I should mention that I've got OCD really strongly.
Okay,
So, obsessive,
yeah,
compulsive. You can see where it fits in. Compulsively, I go, oh, I'm going to grow a garden. What's it called? Obsessive
yeah.
is where I go, it has to be 9 by 25 foot long.
Okay, I like it. I like it. I like that you're doing something and growing some delicious food. So that's
Well,
awesome.
I'd like to be more food independent than what I've been in the past. I intend to buy a 64 cubic foot flat freezer and get freezer bags.
Okay.
I intend on having a fall harvest and a summer harvest because
Okay.
Clinton tells me this is when it's most productive.
Okay. Cool. That's awesome. That's really cool. I like how you know the exact same size of the freezer, 64 cubic feet.
Oh yeah, I see. That's where the OCD comes in.
I love it. I think it's great.
Very
Um, so let's go into a little bit of a deep dive.
okay.
So you were a security guard at a restaurant. Is this correct?
Yes, I'm surprised you knew that.
Well, I try.
I used to work for a company called Global Security, and
Okay.
I started out doing the security in the Lowe's Theaters, the one that's in Morristown.
Okay.
Is there a Lowe's there?
I think
Or
it's
is that
Cherry
Cherry?
Hill. That's Cherry Hill. Lowe's is Cherry Hill.
Oh, I'm sorry. I used to do the security near the Silver Diner by the Cherry Hill
Yeah.
Mall. There's a Lowe's there.
Yeah.
And there's also one that's in it's off of Route 73. I think it's Marlton.
Okay.
Now, see, the one in Cherry Hill, you got all the rowdy kids, and you sort of had to be on your guard more. So, whereas the one in Marlton, it was all families,
Gotcha.
mom, dad with the kids. They come in, they don't make any trouble. They're all really nice.
So let's get to the meat and potatoes of it. So while you're at the Lowe's Theater, are you ever sneaking in to watch a movie?
Yes, and I fell asleep in there and got fired.
Oh, oh Frank.
I was kind of tired, and the manager came in there and called me. Now, the funny thing was that this guy was fired 3 times for inappropriate work behavior. And
Okay.
all 3 times he pleaded for his job, and they said, okay, come back. But
And
when it came to me,
you were out.
I was
So
done.
what movie did you fall asleep during?
Well, the thing is, being asleep, it's a little tough to see the movie.
That's a good point. You bring up a great point. I've
Well,
actually never fallen asleep in a movie theater. I've walked out of one, but I've never fallen asleep in a theater.
one of the funny stories about me working there was if I go in, I would go in to check to make sure no one was talking
Right.
or using, or somebody complained. So when I go in there and I thought the movie was really crappy, I take my hands and go like this, like that. So one time I'm leaving and I really thought the movie stunk and I exaggerated that movement. Well, just as I'm doing that, a woman came in and my hand went right near her face as I was like doing this slapping motion.
Well, it would have been funny if you hit her popcorn or something. That would have been kind of
Oh,
funny.
I almost hit her in the face.
I mean, that's not funny at all.
Yeah,
I mean, it might have been a little funny, but
especially from the security guard.
well, I mean, you looking like a young Ron Howard there with the hat and the glasses.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go. I figure you're Mr. Movie. So
amen.
let's kind of go into like some music and stuff.
Okay,
So you're now learning the piano and taking some singing lessons. What?
that is correct.
Oh, well, thanks. So what led you to start wanting to play the piano?
Okay, it circles back to the OCD.
Okay.
I see. The thing is, I know I cannot terminate the OCD, so I channel it into positive things.
Okay.
So compulsively, I start playing the piano. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, well, I can see a keyboard and some.
Well, that's $100 keyboard that I bought to make sure it wasn't going to be a flash in the pan.
Okay. Fair
So
enough.
I figure if it fizzled out, let it fizzle out with that. Oh no!
Oh no, what?
I can't see you anymore. Can you see me?
I can see you. I can see.
Okay, then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I was going to help you see my expensive piano, a $1,200 Roland, but I'm not going to do that because when I went to move it, I did something negative.
Well, it's okay. We can still see you, so don't make faces at me like I just did to you.
Okay, so
so
I
you started playing, and now what's like songs you play? What are some of the songs you're playing?
well I can play the beginner version of "Ode to Joy."
Right.
The
Okay.
song is called "Bells Are Ringing."
Okay, I love it.
Now I can also play "Down in the Coal Mine," which I could play a little bit of it for you.
I don't know how it'll sound coming through with the
Okay,
Zoom
then,
meeting. I mean,
let's not do
I
that.
haven't tried it yet. I mean, if you really want to, we can try, but I don't know if it will.
Okay, hold on. I'll turn the piano all the way up.
Okay, this is going to be exciting. We've got a debut right here, or maybe not.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Wait a minute. Uh-oh. I'll get it. How's that? Did you hear any of that?
Yeah, we could absolutely hear that. So
Okay.
look at you playing the piano. See, I can't play anything. The only thing I can play is a CD.
There you go. And there's
You know,
nothing wrong with that. You play any music you want.
there we go. Yeah, I mean, the easiest way for me to play is usually just yell at Ethan to like, hey, play this song, or hey,
Okay.
so he can play. But yeah, I got nothing. So, well, look at you. So, other stuff about you. So, you speak Spanish? Is that correct?
Well, I started working at Fort Dix full time in the military.
Okay.
It was what's called ADSW, Assigned Duty Special Work. And part of my duties was transportation. I used to drive the Puerto Rican students that they would bring in to teach them the American tank and also nuclear, biological, chemical warfare. I mean, that's at the top of my party list.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called NBC. So I started speaking to them and doing choppy sentences, and now I'm a little more fluent.
Nice.
And just recently, my wife and I bumped into a woman from Germany walking her dog in Strawbridge Lake.
Okay.
So I started to practice a little German so I could say things like "nice to see you."
Okay.
Oh, and there's a German expression that renders into English stay healthy, which is so important in these days.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, how I would say if I bumped into her, good to see you, I would say, schön dich zu sehen. That's nice to see you.
Nice.
Now, stay healthy is gesund bleiben. And that transcends into be safe and healthy.
Well, that's way better than any German I know, because usually I just know stuff like nine, nine.
Well, that's good.
But,
That's
but
good.
yeah,
That's
but that,
good.
that's just from watching like World War II in color or whatever on that.
And Hogan
So
Heroes.
yeah, it's not perfect. Yeah, that's actually better. Well, anyway, I have my trusty Eagles hat here, and I know you can't see me now, but I do have my trusty Eagles hat. So in my Eagles hat, I do have a would you rather question.
Wonderful.
And
Now,
yeah,
am I properly
you're not
positioned
gonna
in
like
the
it. You're
frame?
not gonna like it. So here we go. A, would you rather eat a dog? Or B, would you rather eat a cat?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm hardcore.
Okay, I think I would have to go with eating a wild dog.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
It can't be someone's pet.
No. I wouldn't expect you to eat anybody's pet. I threw that in there just for you. I thought that would be funny. Just kind of.
That's a great question.
Yeah. Well, I know you're such a pet lover, and everybody knows you are such a pet lover. So I figure, hey, it'll be funny just to kind of throw that out there.
That was a great question.
Oh, well, thank you. I do my best. So let's go with. We're going to totally change gears here. Who is someone of faith that inspires you, Frank?
Okay, I would have to say Pastor Vince.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
One of the turning moments is there was a group discussion about fruits of the Spirit.
Okay.
And after the meeting, I approached him. I said, Pastor Vince, what fruit of the Spirit do you think I have? And without a hesitation, he said, oh, for sure, you're an encourager.
I
And now
agree.
and ever since he said that, I've been mindful of it, and I seek ways to encourage people. And where it really pays off is Whole Foods or any kind of retail business, because they're so used to mean and nasty and short-tempered customers. This can be anybody. If you show them a little compassion, you try to encourage them, after a few times, they become low-hanging fruit to talk to them about Jesus.
Yeah.
And I truly believe this works because it's happened many, many times in Whole Foods.
Yeah, and you don't know what their day was before they got in there. You don't know what their life was like today, and
Yes, very
you're
insightful.
the one that came in and they came in, they've been down, and you're the one that lifted their spirits. So great job. And
Thank you.
I think if everybody knew how much Pastor Vince actually does behind the scenes and just
Yes.
how much he's helped out, of course we all see his great preaching and the man,
Right.
but just I think it's great. So
Wow. You have a great attitude because for 25 years I thought he was just hiding behind those scenes.
he's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
I know. I want to have fun.
oh, absolutely, yeah, and he knows that we care about him, so he can take a joke.
Yes.
Um, you know, like be singing in the choir. That's kind of a joke. But anyway, let's change.
I think you sing well, Bill, and so does your son, Ethan.
Well, he sings well. I sing with him.
Well,
Um, Well, yeah. And then lastly,
Okay, yes,
what
sir.
what would you like to tell the people of Emmanuel? And be kind. No, I'm just kidding. What would
Oh,
you like to
what would
tell?
I like to tell the people of
Yeah,
Emmanuel?
yeah. What would you give a shout out? Let them know
Okay.
how you feel.
Well, there's the family of blood and there's the family of spirit. And Emmanuel has that spiritual family. There's a lot of love there, a lot of connections there. And so that's something that I can love them and they can love me back. But the best thing of all is I can be exactly who I am and still have friends.
There you
That's my big joke at Thanksgiving.
I love it.
All
It's
right.
great. Well, Frank, it has been a pleasure and an honor, and thanks so much for being interviewed. And we will talk to you later, buddy.
Will I be able to see this on my phone at any time?
At any time. Once it goes online, absolutely, you can
Perfect.
watch it all day, every day. And
All right. Thanks, brother.
okay, I'll talk to you, buddy. Take it easy.
Bye.